Bonjour, Ogama Beneshe, Anigam de Donjaba, Makun and Dodom, Nishnabe Minwa Honashoni and Da, Lansing, Michigan and Da. My English name is Don Lyons. I'm from the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee Nations. I'm a citizen of Leech Lake Nation in northern Minnesota. I live in Lansing, Michigan, and I am Turtle Clan on my mother's side, from Haudenosaunee, and Bear Clan on my father's side. So I appreciate the words of the young lady who gave her testimony, and I think that's important, that we have to share our stories. And for a long time in our schools, and even today, we have a class. Sometimes they call it social studies, sometimes they call it something different, our history. But that's his story, and it's not our story. And if we have the ability to start taking hold of our story again, then we have the ability to own the destiny of that story. And so what this movement, and this movement is not just something that came up. Some of us are too young to remember the 60s and 70s, even before that ghost dance, even before that, all the wars that were fought to preserve our identity. And what this is showing us, the times that you see on Facebook Live and social media, and what's happening in Standing Rock, is that every form of aggression that is put on people who are standing up, all walks of life, who are standing up over there, and all across the country. Some of us can't make it there, but we're doing what we can here. Some of us can do both, so we're doing that. Every act of aggression is to reflect the power of humanity. When you think about our language as indigenous people, and when I say indigenous, I understand and stay with respect that we're all indigenous to this planet. And I don't think anyone out there is not from planet Earth, right? Somewhere in your history, somewhere in your blood memory, even if you don't understand yourself to be indigenous, your people come from some type of tribal background. If you call yourself white, if you call yourself black, Latino, Asian, somewhere in your history it goes back to tribal peoples. And that tribal peoples understood the relationship to the earth. And they, at some point in time, they understood what it means to be a human being living on planet Earth. And for whatever reason, that a lot of our cultures and a lot of our ways have been segregated from our understanding of what humanity is really supposed to do. And so there's still some segments of the people on this earth that still understand the original languages. For this part of the world is Anishinaabe Moen. And they still understand in that language their original stories of their creation stories, some people call it. And in those stories is a way of being, a way of interacting with the world. So it's good that we come out and support each other, even if you're not indigenous. Understand yourself to be indigenous. But I think if you really look at what you're doing, maybe it's what we call blood memory is speaking to you in some way. And what science is just understanding that indigenous people have known for a long, long time is that things are all interconnected. You see that quote by Chief Joseph and Sitting Bull and all these famous chiefs out there, that one thing impacts another, and it's a spider web of life. And that's true. And when you heard Mona say, Nakani Gana, and the Anishinaabe, that word refers to all my relations. And if you go to any tribal nation here in Turtle Island, when I say Turtle Island, North America, they have some form of saying all my relations. Either that's how they start the prayer or how they end the prayer, sometimes both. And if you look around, if you really look around at the people who are standing up, people here, the people who are at Standing Rock, the people who are fighting Line 5, the people who are standing up for fresh water and economic and social justice and environmental justice, that's really all my relations. And it's not just humans when we say that word, Nakani Gana, because we know that the trees have a way of communicating with each other through the root system. Right? We know that the pheromones are given off and the plant life can speak to each other. We know that the fish can speak to each other. We cannot yet, we don't know how to understand that. But we're trying to fight for that. And so when you say Nakani Gana, that means all my relations. So you look around and you see people that don't look like you, but they're standing up for the same thing that you are. And so that's Nakani Gana. And what is happening recently, and if you were really in tune to how the world is moving, you weren't surprised by the election. You weren't surprised that this is where we're at. We have to understand that life doesn't happen to us, but happens for us. That we think, and we know that Trump does a lot of things in the last, just a week, right? It's crazy watching the news, but all our matrix of understanding what a president should be, how to be, is changed. Everything that we know, politically speaking, we can't think the same way anymore. That's the opportunity that this time has presented us with, is we have the opportunity to redefine what we mean by water is life, redefine by what we mean by economic and social justice. This is our opportunity. And that brings a sense of hope if you really look at it. And if you carry fear in your heart, then that's a form of being controlled. A fearful people are a very easy people to be controlled. And a very hateful people are a very easy people to be controlled. So the things that you have to take internally is look, and I challenge myself and everyone here, is look at what drives you. Are you for something? Or are you against something? And you really have to look at that question and ask yourselves. And you have to do something every single day that honors that question. And so that's a challenge in front of us. That's our opportunity to do something for the betterment of the world. Very soon, if this projection still goes this trajectory that we're on, we're not going to be fighting wars for oil, but fighting wars for water. And those wars are not going to be across the sea. They're going to be up in Line 5. They're going to be in Kalamazoo. They're going to be in Flint. They're going to be right here. So really what you're standing up for is trying to preserve life for the people that have yet not got here yet. Maybe it's for your kids or your grandkids. Because if we don't continue to take this opportunity to come together and be involved in some way at our local level politically, the parent teachers be involved in your kid's life, the school system, the university, in the classroom. Voting is a part of this, but it's not the only thing. Coming to rallies is a part of it, but not the only thing. Going to Standing Rock is a part of it, but not the only thing. What we're investing in using your money is a part of it, but not the only thing. All those things together, we can make some change. And so that's the opportunity in front of us here today. And I think that's why you came out here in winter, and U of M here, to put up with all the parking situation and whatever. And I'm an MSU fan, so you see how committed I am. I come to U of M. So I have a lot of people I know have went to Standing Rock and they stayed there. They committed themselves. They left their job. You know, they sacrificed of leaving their families for months at a time. The two people who set the mission camp, Amos Cloud and Regis, they left their families for a long, long time. And so in order to make progress, there's always got to be some type of struggle. That's a natural law. It's a natural law. Without struggle, there's no progress. So the question is, how ready are you to struggle? How ready are you to sacrifice something? Another natural law is the blessings don't happen until you sacrifice something. There's got to be a time, there's got to be your money, it's got to be something, but that's a natural law of how the world operates. You have to sacrifice something in order to make something better. And so you have to ask yourselves that question: what am I ready to sacrifice? What am I ready to give up to make something happen? That's a natural law of life. The leaves on the tree have to fall off for new things to happen. Around here, the water has to freeze to renew life. This is a natural law if we look at the world. So how ready are we to struggle? How ready are we to sacrifice? Because what we know of this man in the office or presidency is that he does not listen to anyone. There can be thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there marching, and he doesn't care. That doesn't mean that we have to stop marching. That means we have to march more. This means that we have to get involved in the political level. You know, for me, I signed up first time ever. You know, I have questions about the political parties and the infrastructure. For a long time, my people understand the presidency to be the best Indian killer got in office. And this person who's in office fashioned themselves with Andrew Jackson, one of the best Indian killers that there ever was. And so that says something to my people. What does it say for your people? You know, and if you walk around with understanding your sense of privilege, because there is a sense of privilege, how are you going to use that privilege to move things forward? I challenge you, don't deny that privilege, but how can you use that privilege in a good way for the betterment of others? Because we all carry some. We're privileged to be here. If you're going to the school, get an education, you're in a privileged situation to get an education. What are you going to do with that education to give back, not just to your family, but to the community that you come from? All right, that's the challenge that you have in front of you. That's the opportunity you have in front of you. So you have to walk that way. It's easy to say these things, it's hard to walk this way. So my prayers, my thoughts are with you guys and with my family and your family, that we can walk this way. We can sacrifice what we need to sacrifice. We need to find ways to take care of ourselves so we can help take care of others. You can only give what you have. You can only give what you have. If you carry hate in your heart, if you hate Trump, and I know a lot of my relatives do, a lot of people in this crowd probably do, but if you carry that in your heart, that's what you're going to give off. And your actions are not going to be sustainable if they're guided by hate. So we have to look at the opposite, and that's love, right? What every revolutionary that we look at, you can read this. Every revolutionary, so they're driven by a sense of love. So if you walk and talk and do your actions with that sense, then those things are plant seeds for sustainable change. And just the last few words is that we might not even live to see the outcomes of what we're trying to do here. That's the reality that we have to face. And we have to ask, how ready are we to do this, to walk this walk, knowing we might not even live to see the outcomes of what we're trying to do? That's what's called generational thinking. So we have to think 7 generations ahead. Or what you do today will impact 7 generations of your family. What you say, what you do, how you act, what do you promote, what do you pass down 7 generations. And what we know in our culture in Anishinaabe is that we also look 7 generations behind us, that we don't have to live in the past. And I tell my relatives, we don't have to keep blaming and carry that hate. We have to learn that this is how strong we are because we're still here. So as you go forward today, as you march, carry those things with you. Pray in your own way. However you understand that your relationship to something greater than yourselves. Carry that with you when you walk, when you go and talk about these things, when you go to the classroom. Have some type of relationship to something greater than yourself. And maybe is this movement. So this is a movement that's built on a lot of different things. And a lot of different people are here. So if you can bring 2 or 3 people next time to a city hall meeting, to a line 5 informational, that's going to be a big fight. That's going to be a big fight. We're talking about pipelines and building a wall, but Flint still has no pipes. Right? We have lead pipes in Flint. Right here, we have a governor that's a tyrant right here for this state. He lives probably right down the street here, from what I understand, right in Ann Arbor. He's here. So we don't have to think about D.C. We have to keep that in mind. No solutions are going to come from D.C. They're already right here in the circle. And so how do we grow that and support each other and challenge each other to bring those things out. So those are the words I want to bring to you, and I want to say Chimigwich for sacrificing and being here away from your families and being here together, and go forward in a good way and keep fighting the good fight. Chimigwich.